Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to another live lesson with me, Matt Stead. Oh, thanks, Shell. I'll get to comments in a minute, but I've just seen yours right away. I love it. Thank you. So, as always, there's loads of buffering at the start of these YouTube lives, so I apologise about that. I'll just play a little song whilst we're waiting. And it might be a bit jumpy, but I thought rather than an instrumental, I'll play one of the songs that we're going to do today. And we're going to have a quick quiz. Who can be the first person in the comments to tell me what time signature this song is? Okay, and here's our sound check. Here we go. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Whoops, just remember when a dream appears, you belong to me. I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll belong some too. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again, you belong to me. Woo! There we go. How was the sound, guys? Is it coming through okay? Not too loud and not too quiet? Well, I've got some. I'll just do my hellos first, and I have to put this one up from Michelle because it really made me giggle. Speaking of time signatures, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Matt, Matt, Matt. Thank you for being my cheerleader today, Shell. That's made my day. Hi Esther. Hi Phyllis. Hi Karen. Hope you're all keeping well. We've got some guesses for the time signature, but nobody's got it right yet. Believe it or not. I'm going to blame the buffering. It might be quite hard to, might have been quite hard to hear with the buffering at the start, but we'll have a look. Let's see. Bring these off for a second. So today is going to be all about time signatures. Not going to be anything too tricky, but yeah, we can do some good fun time signature stuff today. And we're going to learn 3 absolute classic songs. We're going to do a bit of the Beatles, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, a bit of John Denver, whose name I couldn't remember the other night for some reason, and we can do a bit of Pee Wee King, which was Tonight. Not Tonight You Belong to Me, Just You Belong to Me. Hi Charlene. Now that one wasn't 6, 8 times, so I'm afraid Esther, Rebecca. Karen's got it wrong as well. Oh, Betty, 3-4, close. Well, that's the point of today. By the end of today, you'll know that that song was actually in 12/8 time. 12/8. Would you believe it? Quite a long. I'll talk to you about that in a bit more detail later on. It's quite a common thing in country music. 12/8 timing means we've got 12 beats and they're all eighth notes. So you'd have to count super quick, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's actually 12/8 time, that one, amazingly. Interestingly, which we'll look at a bit later, Ringo Starr did a version in 4/4 timing. And let this be a bit of an introduction. If you didn't think time signatures mattered, here's another blast. I'll only do 2 lines of Pee Wee King's You Belong to Me. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the tropics, sunrise even on a oh my goodness, I can do it again. Watch the tropics on a just remember, darling, the while. Marion, you got it right. You'll notice that the chords are quite drawn out. Now listen to it in 4/4. This is how Ringo did it. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the tropics in a tropical. Just remember, darling, all the while, you belong to me. So totally, like a total different feel when Ringo does it in 4/4. So quite those time signatures are so important. So we're going to learn about them all from the start. Now, I've got I've got worksheets that you can print off. There we go. Yeah, it's 12, I promise. Oh, the second one isn't 12. No, definitely no, that was 4/4. So what I'll do is I'll bring the worksheets on the screen, but obviously you can download these at any point as well. Where have they gone? Sorry, my worksheets aren't showing up. Let me just find out for a second where those have gone. I think I need to use my phone to send them over. So if you did want to download the worksheets, you can get them for £5 from my Pay Heaps site. The details are all sorry, whilst I do this, details are all in the comments and the description. Otherwise, you can also you can get an £8 version, which helps people that can't afford them. So that helps me cover their versions. Or you can also, there we go. You can also, if you're a subscriber to my website, which is well worth doing for all the courses and everything, you can get these at no extra cost included in your subscription. So that's probably the best option of all of them. There they are. There it is. Sorry, guys. I just had to bring that onto screen for a second. Yeah, there we go. We're good to go. So, and these ones have quite a lot of detailing because there's some really useful diagrams in these this week. So I think you'll find that quite useful. Let me put my camera back on, and then we're good to go. All right. Give me just a second. Fabulous. Okay. Cool. So let's dig into it then. What actually is a time signature and why is it important? So this first bit's a little bit dry, but I think there's going to be some really important learning contained within there. So you'll notice at the top of any piece of music, so for instance, if we look at these ones on the next page, there are the 2 numbers at the start, and these are your time signatures. So we've got the treble clef, which is the thing that looks like an ampersand, and then 2 numbers. The top number describes how many beats there are in a bar. So if the bottom number was exactly the same, we'll talk about that in a minute, the bottom number are all the same. The top one would tell you how many beats there are. So put simply, 1, 2, if the top number is 2, 1, 2, 3, if the top number is 3. If the top number is 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that top number tells you how many beats there are in a bar. Now, if you're strumming your ukulele, it's important to obviously bring this back to our uke. If you're strumming your ukulele and the bottom number was exactly the same and you're strumming on every beat, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So it alters the way it feels. Now, of course, you can strum up and down and still count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the beats are going to be the same, right? So top number, how many beats are in the bar? And to be honest, that's probably the most important number of all. The bottom number tells you what note gets that beat. Is it a crotchet or a quaver? Or if we're in worldwide talk rather than just English, an eighth note or a quarter note, or it could even be a half note. So if everything's played at the same tempo, you could think of quarter notes, which is the most popular, the most common, or crotchets, as just your standard 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 4/4 time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If it was 4/8 time, so the bottom number was 8, that would mean at the same tempo, it's important I say at the same tempo, the eighth notes would get a beat. You could kind of think of that as twice as many strums or twice as many beats. So twice as quick, right? So 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/8, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so twice as quick, and you'll get this. The more it goes on, the more it will make sense, basically. Phyllis, that the reason you felt 6, this is quite interesting. It's quite hard with time signatures because a lot of it's down to feel. The reason you've probably felt 6 is depending on where you were counting in the song. Sometimes that piece of music that I just played had 2 chords per measure. So you're probably hearing 1 chord for 6 and another chord for 6, and that's what's making you think 6/8 time. But when I had a measure where it just stayed on the 1 chord for the whole measure, then you count 4 lots of 3 or 12. You'll see as we get a bit further on later on. So yeah, there we go, fantastic. And yeah, you could do it in 3/4 time, Esther. Well, actually, it would be a bit weird because that would change the feel of it, because it would then feel a bit more waltzy. So but you could technically do it. Any song you could change into any time signature, but it will really, really affect things. So just think, top number's most important, how many beats in a bar, and the bottom number is what kind of beat those what kind of note those beats are, or the note duration, if you like. So then we come to the crux of the matter, and this is really, really important, the difference between time signatures. And that's the difference between simple time and compound time. And this is where it gets a little bit kind of hazy, and you really need to pay attention to this bit because it's really important in your playing. Basically, simple time, if we look at the examples on the left, are groups of notes that are only divisible by themselves. You can't divide them into groups of 3. So like 3/4 time, you can only divide 3 by itself. That'll give you 1. 4/4 time, you can't divide 4 by 3. So in a simple time, you can only divide it by itself, basically. Or you can't divide it by 3. And the easiest way to think about simple time is you put a beat on every number. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 for 3/4 time, right? Waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or 4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, compound time is much more sophisticated, but really beautiful to play. And that's where we group notes, or beats, I should say, into groups of 3. So if you have a look at 6/8 time at the top right here, we've got 2 lots of 3. Do you see that? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 9/8 time, 3 lots of 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Or in the example I played right at the start, 12/8 timing, 4 lots of 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And that's really important. That's where we get the differences between these time signatures, because a lot of people overthink it and they kind of think in terms of maths, right? Because if you think about it, 3/4 should be the same as 6/8. If you played 6/8 half as quick, you should get 3/4, right? Does that make sense? But it's about the feel, because when we group notes, we use something called the pulse. And this is crucial. This is the next bit. So a beat, there can be however many beats there are indicated by the top number, but the pulse is something that you feel inside and you have to really think about it. So the pulse is when you're listening to a piece of music, tends to be when you would clap. And because 3/4 is only divided by itself, you would probably clap 3 times per measure if you're clapping along to a song in 3/4 time, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can think of 3/4 as having 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? But 6/8, you would probably clap on 1 and 4. You would clap at the start of each of those chunks of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now it's changed completely, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you feel that the change in the feel? That's really, really crucial, isn't it? So when we do 12/8 time, we would clap 4 times per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that pulse is the crucial thing. Sometimes as well, if you're playing with a drummer, they emphasize certain things in certain time signatures. And my favorite example is in 6/8 time, they tend to put a stronger beat on beat 1 and then a weaker beat on the beat 4, the second pulse, like this. Bum, 2, 3, 5, 6, bum, 2, 3, 5, 6, bum, 2, 3, 5, 6. Whereas 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a lot more straightforward. So that's really, really important. Similarly, the difference between 2/2 and 4/4 is a similar thing, that there's only 2 pulses in 2/2, and you can think of it as 4 in 4/4 time. So it changes the feel of music. So you get something like, you know, good old 5 foot 2 Eyes of Blue. We all know that one, or you've heard it if you can't play it. 5 foot 2 eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my girl? Most of us play that without thinking in 4/4 time, common time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But actually it was designed to be played in 2/2 time. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and a 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 1 and 2. So these time signatures are super, super important. What I'd like to do today is to get you to sample some of these, and we're not going to go crazy. We're not going to do any Dave Brubeck, you know, going from 5/4 timing to 9/8 timing or anything like that. We're going to just show you the really simple differences between a simple timepiece. We're going to do a waltz, a 3/4 timepiece. We're going to have a look at You Belong to Me, versus compound time, where we're going to have a look at a 6/8 piece, which is really lovely to play, and a 12/8 piece. And finally, to finish off, we're going to compare the last piece we're going to play in both 12/8 and 4/4, and you'll feel the difference. Honestly, when you're playing it, it's going to be like night and day. What I want you to do is ask any questions as we go along, because you've probably got lots of questions bubbling as all this comes together. So just answer them as we go along. And as I say, I think the best way to really experience these time signatures and feel the difference between compound and simple time is to play. Should we give it a go? Let's have a look at our first song. So our first song we're going to do in very basic 3/4 time. So this means we've got 3 beats and 3 pulses per measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Classic waltz time, right? If you want, you can put a stronger waltz on 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the nice thing about 3/4 time is it's really easy to strum, because if we do just simple down strums on every beat, that's just going to give us 3 down strums per beat, isn't it? So I'll teach you the chords in a minute. That'll be 1. Oh, what am I doing? I'm playing on the wrong fret. 1, 2. What am I doing? What's going wrong now? Here we go. I got there in the end. Third time lucky. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Really kind of nice, standard, straight feel, isn't it, to that one? So let's have a look at the chords, and then I'll show you how best to play this one in 3/4 time. Now, the chord that I got horribly wrong at the start, because my brain was swimming in time signatures and not thinking of chords, is a beautiful one, a G sus. Otherwise known as a G sus4. There are 2 types of sus chord, a sus2 and a sus4, but if there isn't a number, you always presume it's a sus4. You just have to know that, just because it's the more common of the 2. And a sus4 is a G chord with a C added, because it's the 4th note in the key of G. And we do that by just playing a normal G, just popping your little finger there on the 3rd fret of the A string. It kind of feels like a little bit floaty compared to a normal G chord. It's asking a question. John Denver's clever here, because the next chord is a C, so that note on the A string stays the same, which tickles our ears. D chord, nice and easy. All the chords to these, the hard ones I've written out, but the simple ones I've left off, but you'll get it. D there. E minor, just going up the stairs, 1, 2, 3. C. Then this next line is super gorgeous, because we have a G chord followed by a G major 7, where we just flatten down. A G6 and a G major 7. Now, if you're into your theory, I don't want to give you too much of a theory other than time signatures, but if you're into your theory, that's something called line cliche, because basically it's the same type of chord, a G chord, but you hear almost like this little hidden melody. Isn't that lovely? Listen out for it as I play it. Hear that? It's really pretty, isn't it? That's what John Denver's hidden in that line, a really beautiful bit of line cliche. Then C. B minor 7 sounds tough, but we're just barring the whole of the 2nd fret. A minor, C. And then we've got 4 lots of D7. Here it looks like there's an extra D7, but there isn't. That is just a gap. For some reason, my computer program put the D7 down there when it's meant to be up there. So it's just 4 lots of D7 next. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Okay, and so on and so forth. So the first way I want to play this is just with down strums, and you can just do a really simple thumb strum down like this. We'll just do a line like that so you can get used to it. Let me just bring my sheets up so I've got them on the right ones on display, and we will have a go. Fantastic. Okay. So if you want the chord sheets and the lyrics together, you can print them off. I can't bring both on at the same time, otherwise I'll disappear, but the lyrics are on the next page if you want to follow along. Okay, let's give it a go then. So here we go. Come in after 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, you fill up. All right, you'll see. 1, 2, 3, 1. You fill up my You fill